Good evening, folks. My name is Lenny Atencio. I am your host for the most incredible, miraculous, I'd say, health tonic that I've ever come across. And let me tell you, folks, I've been drinking it now for over 20 years, and I just absolutely love it. I can't tell you how grateful I am to discover this wonderful formulation. And the sad part about it is there are millions of people today who need to really try JC Tonic. And why do I say that? Well, you heard that it cleans the blood. And that really is the key to this formulation. It's very simple to take. I really find it simplicity comforting. I don't know about you, but I was one of those persons who went to the vitamin store. And let me tell you, that was so frustrating because you would ask the person working there, the clerk, and you have some kind of health issues. So I used to, what do you have for the skin? What do you have for your immune system? What do you have? And boy, by the time I left, my little shopping cart or basket was full. I thought I was getting off cheap, right? Have you been in that situation? You're thinking, oh, that's only $12. Oh, that's $9. And oh, that's $26. And so by the time you go out and check out, wow, you're like $100 and something dollars per month. Whoa, that's what I love about JC Tonic. Folks, it works the whole body. I have a bottle in my hand right now, and I always look at a whole body tonic. I remember when I first saw that, I was like, what? What are they talking about, whole body tonic? Mr. Carl Jurak, the creator of JC Tonic, he knew that if you can keep the blood system clean, that your whole body will function properly. It's so simple. But yet you might be thinking, oh, that's too easy. You need a really complicated explanation. Not true. Not true. And that's why we don't have this really big introduction talking about all of the intricacies of what JC Tonic can do. I know there's some people out there, they want to know every detail. But I can tell you that Carl Jurak, he saw the simplicity of cleaning out the blood system to give your body a really strong immune system, because I'm a Bible reader, and I remember reading that the blood is the life. And I used to think, well, what does that mean? Well, I started to really understand that when Carl came out with this formulation, because he talked about keeping the blood system clean. It'll give you a better quality of life. And I connected that scripture, and I was like, wow. That really is the secret to have long, healthier life, is keeping your blood clean. Folks, this is amazing. If you've never taken JC Tonic, this is your first time on the call, you may be skeptical, and I don't blame you. I was not an easy person to convince. I was actually very difficult. I actually said no 3 times. I hung up the phone on the lady, and she said some famous words that I'll never forget. And she told me, what if it works? Because I was frustrated. Man, I used to hate going to the health store, and I was already broke because my health was totally bad. If you ever want to hear my story, go on to the website, the company website, and you can click on Lenny Atencio, and that'll give you an idea of what I suffered from. But I've been on the tonic so long that you forget. You forget how you used to be. And I'm going to be interviewing a friend of mine who stopped taking JC Tonic a while back because he was feeling good and he forgot. You forget that the JC Tonic does so much that you become normalized. Yeah, that's right, normalized. In other words, when I first got on the JC Tonic, and after the first 2 years, man, I knew things were going on. I had all kinds of health improvements. My mental clarity, I had energy, and then all of a sudden I thought, is this stuff still working? I had to ask myself, is this stuff still working? Because I was so normal, I didn't have the maladies I used to suffer with. So I'm thinking, wow, do I really need to still be drinking JC Tonic? You know what the answer is, folks? Yes, because I'm going to interview tonight Jeff, who had good results. For some reason, he stopped drinking JC Tonic. But he's got an incredible story because some bad things turned around in his life, and he really suffered with some really serious health issues. So, folks, there is a lesson behind that. If you find yourself healthy with JC Tonic, don't stop drinking it because your blood can get dirty again. See, JC Tonic helps keep the blood clean, but guess what? We're fighting every day pollutants. The air, the water, the food, everything is polluted. If you live in Colorado, you're being bombarded by fires. And guess what's in the air all day long? Smoke with chemicals or whatever it is. And it's really sad, folks, but we're getting the California fires and Utah into Colorado. And all summer long, all we smell is smoke. It's frustrating. That could be poisoning your blood system. And it is. All that bad air, it gets into your cells, your blood cells, and it starts to cause havoc. Maybe not right in one day. Okay, a lot of people don't realize that your body doesn't get sick overnight. It's a gradual breaking down of your immune system, and eventually your body can't take it no more, and people get all kinds of different health maladies. And there's some really serious ones and scary ones. I don't know how many people you know that may have cancer. They're on dialysis. They've had heart attacks. I mean, it's just, and some people have many maladies going all at once. So that's why this wonderful formulation that Carl invented so many years ago is still on the market today, because there's people like me who never got off JC Tonic, never got off. And let me tell you, my health is tremendous because of it. I know, because I was sick. I was one of those ones who fell apart. I was 37 years old when the doctor told me there was nothing they could do for me anymore. I was pretty much given the death sentence. And let me tell you, that can put you into a state of depression, negativity. It's miserable, living miserable. So I want you to really hear my friend. And he's coming up any second here. I just want to make sure he's going to be on. Give me a second. So, everyone, I just want to introduce you to Jeff. He's been drinking the JC Tonic. He's going to tell you his story and why he needs JC Tonic. So, Jeff, tell us your story.
Well, in 2019, May 2019, I had a stroke that left me severely impaired in a wheelchair. My whole right-hand side is paralyzed. But anyway, going back before that, I was a caregiver for my wife who passed away in February of 2019. My dad got pretty bad. I wasn't taking care of myself. So in May of 2019, I had the stroke, and I ended up in the hospital for about 8 weeks. And then I was transferred to a nursing facility for a couple months. And between that time, I was put on medication, about 7 different drugs, which I was unfamiliar with. Some for my hypertension, which got worse. I've had a history of that. And they had me on liquid diet for a long time. So anyway, when I got out of the hospital in October the 1st of 2019, I was able to come home. And I noticed in my pantry that I still had like about 4 containers of tonic. And I hadn't thought much about the tonic, but from the medication, I was getting real weak, being home, had no energy, couldn't sleep. And my doctor or my nurse practitioner who would come to the house wanted to increase my medicine. And I kept fighting her and telling her I didn't want to do that. So anyway, I found Dr. Mallory's book because I had been familiar with the tonic for a couple of years, knowing Lenny, and I went back over reading some about the tonic herbs. Well, during that period of time, I started taking the tonic again, just taking an ounce, and I noticed a difference taking place. And so I called my nurse practitioner, and she would come to the house, and I told her I was getting off some of the drugs that they had me on. Just a minute. Mm-hmm. One was for depression, and there were 2 of them for cholesterol, statin drugs, one for suicidal, and then the rest were for the blood pressure. Well, gradually, as I took the tonic, I noticed a big difference. My energy levels began coming up. I began feeling I wasn't getting as depressed as much, and I was beginning to sleep a little bit better. So I did some research on the drugs I was taking, and I decided to eliminate the one on depression, and then later on my cholesterol drugs and my statin drugs. I stopped taking those. And I didn't notice much difference not taking them. And so I told the nurse practitioner next time she came that I wasn't taking them anymore, that I was taking this JC Tonic that was helping me. And she told me, okay, go ahead, do what you think is best. Well, I continued to make progress, and my energy levels got so good. I had all this energy, and I didn't know what to do with it because I wasn't able to walk anymore and get out of the wheelchair, being at home, and I wasn't able to eat properly because I had a tube in my stomach, so I had to have the tube replaced every 3 months. Well, I improved my diet. To make a long story short, my diet got better, beginning fish and so forth, and vegetables, fresh vegetables, and things like that. Well, when I would have my tube replaced at Swedish Hospital, one time it popped out, and the doctor, it was like, 12 hours, I guess, I had to wait. And when I went in, the doctor told me, well, he's going to have to put a new hole in my stomach in order to put a new tube in. And I said, why? So, man, just because your immune system apparently has got so strong that you begin healing within 12 hours. And I began thinking I had to contribute it to the tonic, that the tonic was making a big difference in my life. And so he said, whatever you're doing, just keep it up because you've got a very strong immune system. Well, I've been taking the tonic really faithfully every day, taking an ounce a day, like I mentioned on the bottle. And I've been feeling pretty good. Well, I went on a blood thinner for a while too. And recently, I got off of that, and the doctor put me on 81 milligrams of children's aspirin. And I've been taking that for about 6 months. And recently I decided to get off of that to see what would happen. So I've been off of that now for about 3 weeks. And I'm still doing pretty good. And all I can say is, if you've been procrastinating about taking the tonic, what do you have to lose? You can gain your health back. The tonic can make up for things that you don't even know about in your body that it can improve. And I'm really happy that I got back on again. And I think it's made a profound difference in my life.
Well, thank you so much, Jeff. Man, I'm so happy to hear that. And I remember you had such a hard time even talking, and your voice now is way clearer since you've been drinking the tonic.
Yeah, that's what people say, that my voice had improved. And so, I'm real happy about that.
Me too. So thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you coming on the call, and you just keep me posted on how you're doing. So thank you.
I certainly will. Thank you.
There you have it, folks. I mean, I'm choked up a little bit. Thank you, Jeff. Again, man, when your health goes bad, let me tell you, life gets difficult. But isn't it exciting that Jeff's starting to rebound? I mean, how many people do you know who had a stroke? And what that does to you is horrible. And I have to just bring up about Jeff's voice again, because when he first called me, I couldn't understand who was on the phone. It took over an hour to be able to figure out who I was talking to. That's how bad his voice was. He was a wreck, and it was just sad for me. But look at him now, man. So here is what he said that I wanted to reiterate. Don't get off the tonic. I'm not here trying to sell you and, hey, you got to do. I'm telling you because you could keep your health strong because your immune system will be powerful if you keep the bloodstream clean. And that really was the key that Carl Jurak knew so long ago. Now, this formula took him years to develop. Years to develop. He started way back in the 1920s. And it took him a while to actually put it all together because he knew that there were certain herbs and minerals that could affect the blood, but he didn't know exactly how to do it until one night, because he had been working endlessly with this tonic. And I don't know if you ever watched any things on the brain, and they say that if you're constantly thinking about something, eventually it can come to you. And that's what happened with Carl. He woke up early morning, still sleeping, but he woke up. He always had a notepad by his nightstand, and he figured it out. He said, Eureka! He figured out how to make this tonic go into the bloodstream and affect your body to keep it balanced, clean, and your immune system is just super strong if you continue to drink at least an ounce every day. That's what I do, folks. I drink an ounce. Sometimes I'll drink 2 or 3, just depending, because sometimes I overdo myself. So I'll drink a little extra, and I get great benefits. Now, everybody's body's different. Okay, so I do know that the directions say at least drink 1 ounce every day. But if you have a serious problem like Jeff, I started him out drinking a little bit more, okay? So he can find that comfort zone for himself. And that's what you need to do. So thank you so much for joining us here on the call. The Tonic Man will be back next month. Of course, we do this the 15th of every month. So mark your calendars for that. And we'll have another fantastic story from someone who has either started drinking JC Tonic or has been on it for a long time like I have. And if you have any questions for the company, you can go to the email, their email, and ask a question. So do that, please. I mean, if you ever had the chance to talk to Anthony Jurak, the son of Carl, he's just a wonderful man. He's helped me through a lot of issues with my health. He was there behind, coaching me on, and that's what he does for all those who drink JC Tonic. We become his family, and what a beautiful thing that is. He's kept this Father's Elixir going. It's been on the market for over 80 years, folks. How many products do you know that are still around? 80 years? What does that tell you? It works. It works. So always remember, I remember the saying so many years ago, when I was in grade school, they used to say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Remember that? I'm sure many of you do. But I'm telling you, if you take an ounce every day, you will less likely be ill with something serious. Or if you have serious problems, your health will improve. Now, JC Tonic doesn't cure anything. But if your immune system's strong and powerful, it can fight off just about anything. So give your body a chance. Try JC Tonic. Get back to the person who talked to you about it, and just try a bottle. Try a bottle. Or if you really want to give it a true test, take it for 3 months. Okay, because your body has to go through this cleansing. JC Tonic is so powerful, it'll start cleaning your blood. And don't misunderstand, because sometimes it pushes out all these toxins and poisons. So you may not feel really good at that point, but that's just the beginning of your health getting better. In fact, go to the website and find Dr. Bruce Fife. He says a little bit about how important it is that you don't misunderstand when your body goes through what he called a healing crisis. That's what he called it. He wrote a book on it. So if you can understand what your body goes through when it starts to get better, you're going to stick with JC Tonic. And you're going to feel so good that you did. So thank you, folks. That's it for tonight. We love all of you here at Jurak Worldwide. And I am looking forward to seeing you back September the 15th with the TonicMan. I believe, let me make sure. I better make sure that's because that might be the wrong. It's, let's see, September. I believe in the middle of the month. I can't remember if it's going to be the 12th. It very may well be, but you're going to get an email announcing when his call will be. So thank you, folks. Have a good evening, and we shall see you again in September. Good night, everybody. Love you. Take an ounce and feel the bounce.
Jurak Classic Whole Body Tonic is a dietary supplement, not a drug. Therefore, it is useful to affect the structure and/or function of your body in various ways, but it is not intended to and will not cure, mitigate, treat, or prevent any disease. Individual testimonials may not be everyone's experience and do not constitute scientific evidence. Jurak Corporation does not make any drug or treatment claims for its product.